Hi everybody, it's Mark Hoyt here. This is another one of my Ethical Jewelry 101 series. It's meant as a companion to my ebook, The Ethical Jewelry Expose, Lies, Damn Lies, and Conflict-Free Diamonds. This is part 2 of a video on diamonds, and I just want to talk in this one specifically about ethical diamond choices. What do you choose if you're a consumer? There's no perfect choice here. Let me first tell you what would be the perfect choice, and that would be a diamond that is basically from a small-scale diamond community. There are about 1.4 million small-scale diamond diggers in the world, and these were the people who were most impacted during the 80s and 90s when there were wars that were funded by the diamond sector that killed 3.7 million people according to Amnesty International. Now, what we want to do ideally is be able to source diamonds from these people who still basically live on $1 or $2 a day. And such a diamond would be from these small-scale mining communities and would offer a fair price and some kind of environmental safeguard and labor standards. But that fair trade diamond does not exist. Now, since there aren't any fair trade diamonds, what options do we have? One of the main options is Canadian diamonds. Now, one of the advantages of Canadian diamonds is that even though these mines are on First Nation land, there are actually these things called impact benefit agreements. Now, these agreements are made between the people on that land and the actual large-scale mining companies so that there's some kind of royalty going back to these people. However, what you don't understand is that when these mines went in and offered these impact benefit agreements, very often it created a lot of division in these communities because there are people who are traditional and there are people who want the economic development. You can actually see this happening right now in one of the Northern Cree communities, which I wrote about on my Fair Jewelry Action blog. It's actually the suicide capital, or one of the suicide capitals of Canada, or has been, and it's right next to a De Beers diamond mine. This is kind of a classic example. Nevertheless, the advantage of Canadian diamonds is you have some ecological standards, you have labor standards, and there is some relationship and benefit to these indigenous people. The second option are diamonds from Africa, particularly what ethical jewelers refer to when they're buying diamonds from Africa is they talk about Botswana diamonds. And there's a partnership between Botswana and De Beers. Botswana actually owns a majority share of these mines, and it's created a tremendous amount of downstream economy cutting benefit because of their ability to control not only the mining of the diamonds, but the polishing and the marketing of the diamonds to some degree. But I would not ever buy a diamond from the De Beers supply chain for a number of reasons that I go into in my ethical jewelry expose. Now, the third possibility is a mine from Australia, which is owned by Rio Tinto. It's the Argan Oil Mine, and that mine actually is a source of champagne diamonds and also a lot of small diamond milling that ethical jewelers use. And again, that can be traced right to that mine. Again, there are impact benefit agreements with the local Aboriginal people there, but if you check out this article, you'll realize that it has not been all ideal. It hasn't been that great in terms of how things are ending up for the indigenous people of Australia in context of this mine, at least according to their version of it. Another option which is touted by ethical jewelers is the notion of recycled diamonds. These just come from the main diamond supply chain. They've been recycled from old jewelry. There's nothing particularly wrong about them, but there's nothing particularly great about them. If we consider that ethical creates some kind of benefit for people on the land who control the resources of the land, the recycling of these diamonds doesn't actually do anything, and it's pretty neutral in terms of ethics. The last option is synthetic diamonds, and there's no real difference between the composition of a natural diamond and a synthetic diamond, but one of the things you have to be aware of is that these diamonds, which were going for $3,000 or $4,000 a carat, maybe 20 to 30% under the natural diamond supply chain, recently De Beers actually said that they're going to start selling a 1 carat diamond for $800. So there's a lot of question about the value of these diamonds because even though these diamonds have not been sold or produced for $800 a carat, you're going to be undercut in terms of what you're paying right now. The other thing is there's no benefit to producer communities, and also they take a huge amount of energy. Think what they have to do. They have to duplicate the pressure of the earth on carbon to create these diamonds. So it's not like they're energy free or anything, or they're necessarily eco-friendly considering how much energy they take to make. These are the main choices. But the main problem is those small-scale diamond miners, 1.4 million people, they haven't really had any change or benefit over the last 15 years. None of these choices are particularly great. They all have positives and negatives. For myself, I generally go with Canadian diamonds and recycled diamonds, but none of them satisfy, to me, what ethical jewelry is. And that is creating some kind of benefit that goes back where these diamond diggers, the 1.4 million scattered around the globe, these people aren't getting real benefit, economic support, and fair prices for the diamonds they dig. And that's just about it.